normally the redistricting happens after the census, which is scheduled for 2030, I believe. So the fact that the Republicans are looking to do redistricting now, it is early, clearly. But I don't know if there's any kind of historical precedent for this. Can you actually speak to this?
Yeah, I can't name the exact instances, but it's not unprecedented and it's not federally prohibited. It's unusual, it's unorthodox, and this is kind of what they're standing on right now. But certainly when, in my experience and what I've read about, when there's a huge population shift, which there has been in Texas, especially since 2020, we're talking about the pandemic, we're talking about people fleeing blue states like New York and California primarily and heading to Texas. This is obviously something that would be advantageous for, the Republican Party. They're looking, they see that there's a lot more red that there was before. And quite frankly, if we're talking about a democratic republic, then the people who live there should be represented fairly by their congressional map. And that's what they're going for. 2030 is quite a long ways away. And they want to give the people their proper representation in Congress. So
there's a lot of argument that I hear from the Democrats that are like, oh, well, this is not right. There shouldn't be gerrymandering, and gerrymandering is so bad and such a big deal. But yet, gerrymandering has been the norm literally since the third president, right? Madison's vice president. I forget his last name was Jerry, and that's where the term gerrymandering comes from. This is something that the Democrats have actually mastered, and they've really squeezed as much of the juice out of the process of gerrymandering as they possibly can. So this is a reaction to a change in the demographic or in the population by the Republicans, and the Democrats are really in a position where they can't do anything about it. Isn't that the case?
That is the case. And unfortunately, their hands are tied because they know that the maps are going to be drawn against them because that's who lives in the state. Now, it's extremely hypocritical. If you look at any blue state map, Illinois is a great example of gerrymandering gone crazy. Yep. New York is another great example. Why would Jerry Nadler's district be in South Brooklyn and then also on the Upper West Side? It's kind of wild, but they know what they're doing. So for them to come out and say like this is unconstitutional and this is wrong, it's like we need to remember who the pot is and who the kettle is in this situation. It is how it's been done, as you said, for quite a long time. And it's part of the game. Is it fair? I mean, I think that we can all look at times, depending on your own political stripes, where you would say that's not fair. Absolutely, because it's going to work against me. But at the end of the day, and I think that even when, as a conservative, even when I'm in the defensive and I see that there's a lot of blue people, you see a state like New York, it's sad that it's become what it's become, but it is there. They have that representation. They have the voters to support that kind of thing. And Texas has the same thing now. Yeah,
and to be fair, it's not that just the Democrats have gerrymandered districts. It's something that the Republicans have done as well, which is part of the reason why I think it stems from the fact that, it is such a foundational piece of American politics, that the fact that changing the district to better produce the results that you want to see is something that has been happening for almost as long as we've had the Republic. I mean, what do you think, Shane? Do you think this is something that we can actually expect the reasonable discourse over, or is it going to be just people running around with their heads on
reasonable
fire?
Discourse?
I'm asking.
With these people?
I'm asking.
No, they're screeching because they're not in power, and I think they have to yield this power right now. I think Texas is turning purple. It might be purple, right? So they do what they have to do. You're talking about New York, my old state. Those people in upstate New York are not represented. The city changes the entire vote. So it feels like when you're living there on upstate New York, or anything north of the city, there's pockets of blue here and there, but it's completely wasted. Your vote means nothing because New York City ruins it. But yeah, it's another victim of redistricting and everything. So reasonable discourse, I don't think you can expect anything reasonable from the left and the right to some degree as well. Because right now we're Hochul's literally calling this a war. She's using that kind of language. So I'm not surprised that they're going to act this way. That's what they do when they're freaking out.
I mean, she's right. I mean, you got to play the game. I mean, like the GOP, you look at North Carolina, that's probably one of the worst examples of gerrymandering in the country. And that was us. That was the GOP. But it's you got to play the game, because if you put your tools down, they're not. And they feel the other way around. It's pretty annoying seeing some Republicans that are like, guys, we're the party of principles. We can't fall into this trap.
Principles.
It's like we're gonna principle our way into destruction.
Principled our way into this.
Yeah.
Principles lose.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.